As a coach, I am in service to others, or at least this is what I believe. And I want to make this video just to portray here how, although I'm mainly oriented around intimacy, intimacy is based on the wellness of our, or well-being of our overall lives. And I'm also a somatic coach in essence. So these days, I have been in service to others, and I've decided to continue being in a way, because at least in my immediate social circle, so I'm talking friends or acquaintances, there's a lot of challenge, health issues, work and survival related issues, just well-being, quality of sleep, functioning of internal organs, and so on. So there's no way these people are going to have successful or beautiful, fulfilling, intimate lives if their foundation, so their overall life, is in challenge. So here's what I mean by me, holistic intimacy coach, being in service to others. First of all, I announced that I would facilitate on 2 consecutive days, it was last weekend, free somatic practices the way that I usually facilitate them. So 30 minutes maximum of practices, of feedback, integrating, and then just letting people go about their days. And you might think that, what good is that going to do? It's not going to fix their problems. And I always say that somatic practices, I'm going to explain what those are in just a second. They don't fix your overall life. They help you get better able in a given moment to handle or navigate whatever life brings to you. So it's not a lifesaver or a life fixer or anything, because ultimately I believe that only we can fix our lives, only we can save our lives, only we can transform our lives. So the locus of transformation, power, control is within, always. But sometimes our systems are just overwhelmed. Capacity to focus, capacity to hold ourselves in a situation, or see clearly, or just be balanced or centered in an overwhelming situation. That's when sometimes it's too much for us. So somatic practices, whether we do them for 3 minutes, 5, 10, 15, 30, they can help us get better for the situation. So this is my intention. When I say I'm facilitating daily practices, or somatic practices actually, it's essentially what I've done is I've given my time, because I invited people to do them live with me at a given time for better, reach of audience. You can find them all on Patreon. I've got 104, I think now, just in English, and 100 plus in Romanian also. So those help you at any time. I can't be there for my friends or anybody else every time they need, but the practices are there anytime. As I was doing the practices Saturday and then Sunday, people joined. Some joined for the first time, and they saw what somatic practices mean. And here's what they mean, essentially. Exercises for short or medium duration of time, that's why they're practices, they don't take hours, that include types of breath, different patterns of breath, basically, movement, touch, sounding or words, affirmations, and attention to the body. As all of this is done, what shifts in the body, what the body needs next, how it feels, if it has had enough or if it needs more, to what? To ground itself, to discharge any tension, to regulate any autonomous aroused states. So all of that is what I call a somatic practice. If you're talking about longer durations, I'm talking 1 hour, 2 hours, that's no longer a practice. It's not just a mere practice. It's therapy, essentially. Rebirthing breath work, the actual modality. Some of you know that I'm certified also in that modality. That is not a somatic practice. That is alternative somatic therapy. Super heavy. It takes like 1 hour plus. The events that I do are for 3 hours. You're talking therapy there. And it's not obviously for everybody. It's not a quick fix it, but that one, unlike the somatic practices, that one doesn't just discharge tension or help you um, recenter or calm yourself or ground yourself back into your body, discharge tension and all of that. It doesn't do just that. It helps you access your root causes, purge whatever needs to be purged inside of your being, and gradually transform, because it doesn't happen in just one rebirthing breathwork session. It takes more. However, with the somatic practices, I was giving quick support to my friends because, let's face it, a lot of people are super challenged these days. They have to survive. They have to feed children, some of them. They have to face health issues of their own or members of their families. And they don't have the availability nor the energy to start to heal themselves, and just healing and transformation takes time, takes energy, and you have to be available for that. When you're so stressed out with survival, health, taking care of others, there's no way you have room for deep stuff. So I was working on, with my friends, for quick methods to help them discharge some of the stuff that is, the word that came to mind now was choking them. But in actuality, it's overwhelming them. What is overwhelming them? They just need to loosen a bit some of those claws that just won't let them be, or won't let them focus, won't let them expand. Yesterday, for instance, a friend of mine who's in a very delicate place, she's facing a health issue. She came to me saying, I just need somebody to talk to, somebody to encourage me. And I said, yeah, sure. And one thing, because I was kind of concerned with the stuff that she was telling me about her health, and I asked her if there was any other means of navigating that situation aside from medication. And it was a question. I'm not a medic. I just asked her if there was any other way. And she said, yeah, sure. I mean, there is. I would have to eat better, sleep better, calm down more, take care of myself more, and all of that. She said, everybody knows that, but I can't do it. I told her, okay, I'm not like, maybe putting down the phone after 9 p.m. and just putting down all other screens, like turning them off after 9 p.m. so that by 10 you can really relax your nervous system so that you can actually sleep. Maybe that's too much for whatever reason. Like, I don't know her work schedule, all the stuff. But I said, what other ways are there for you to at least reduce the number of stress factors? And here's what she said to me. I wished I could. Like, I wished I could not have to face all the shit that I face at work, but I need my job. I can't quit it. And then she said, then I have my kid. Before bedtime, he runs like, sometimes he's agitated. I have to calm him down first. Then I have to clean up after him. So I was like, okay, I understand. It's like, I totally understand. There's no way I can contradict you on that one. Like, taking care of your child, taking care of your home, taking care of your income. She's a single mom. Totally understand it. Like, and this morning, she asked for one of the practices that I have on Patreon. She asked me if there's one that could help her sleep better, and I said, sure, there's one. Sleep assistance, that's what I call it. And I sent her, and I was like, okay, try it here. Hopefully it works. I was super happy that she at least decided to give it a try. So I realized that talking about fulfilling intimacy when people are struggling to make ends meet, struggling with health issues, or taking care of children when they're single parents and all that, I realized talking about fulfilling intimacy is like alien, like from the Andromeda galaxy. In case you don't know, that's the closest galaxy to the Milky Way. And it's, I don't know how many hundreds of millions of light years away. So I realized this is a very far and just alien concept in the daily life of somebody that has to make ends meet for themselves and for their offspring in this grounded reality. A lot of people are, even some of my spiritual friends, they still have to struggle with the daily mundane sustenance of planet Earth. Like, it's, we got to pay tribute to the world we live in. So I totally understand that. However, this is like, this is what I've been doing the past few days, or actually it's been a week almost, since I've been showing up for my friends and showing up for my community. So apparently these days a lot of people are focused just on survival, although, you know, it's almost summer officially. Usually people were more relaxed, thinking about holidays and all of that, but at least in my immediate circle there are a lot of people that are struggling. And my intuition, though it's, you can call it, I kind of smell this, but I can't tell you where from, and I don't base it on statistics. My intuition tells me that there are more people that are struggling with this, but they don't say it because it's not publicly attractive. Nobody wants to be seen as the victim or the one that struggles a lot. And I feel that there are more people who are not, like, they're showing their best side on social media because, I mean, some of the spiritual community, you know what they do? And totally unhelpful in those moments. They judge the person, or they tell them that, yeah, they attracted that. No amount of morals or spirits planning, let's just call it like that, or any other kind of lessons or wisdom that you want to impart on them when they're struggling, that's not going to work. And that doesn't help any, or very few people. And I'm talking, like, I have some acquaintances that did that. They used to do that with people that were struggling. They would tell them exactly the spiritual side of their problems and how they attracted those and how they're paying whatever. And they, when they were facing trouble, nobody told them, you know, the kind of stuff that they would tell others. And they understood. They understood in those moments. It's like if somebody were to come to tell them a lesson in those moments, there was no room for that. It wouldn't help them because they were too busy facing the stuff that was overwhelming them. So I guess that's why many people, because a lot of the spiritual approach nowadays is to teach others or preach to others and all of that. And I totally dislike that. I totally feel that's not going to function with people who are struggling, with people who are not asking for that kind of stuff anyway. So I'm guessing that's why there are more people out there that are going through troublesome times, but they don't share that, or they don't speak about it, they don't show it else, they just put a mask and show themselves in a happy, fulfilled way because they don't want to be perceived or attract any kind of judgment, any kind of thoughts or lessons or preachings that are not going to help them. So that's what I've been doing these days. And the reason I'm sharing this here is because I shared it on my personal Facebook account, which I mainly share stuff in Romanian there. And I have a very, I call her a friend, though we've never met in person, but Astara, she's from Australia. And she saw one of my videos where I was sharing, you know, how I was facilitating daily practices, what the people felt like, and how they can find me in the next days, or where, which was Patreon. And her comment was, I don't understand Romanian, but I'm just leaving this comment here because I want to support your work because I really appreciate what you do. And I told her I would film a video in English so that my international friends also know about this, you know, the stuff that I'm doing. And whenever I do free stuff, or whenever I announce my practices, I usually announce them on social media, also in my newsletter, in the Patreon community. Like, I let everybody know. Sadly, what the problem is with those things is that I choose Romanian times, like local times, so that I can be functional and really facilitate. Because even if we're talking about 13 people or 17 people, which you might think, well, that's not much, it's not easy to, like, the personal approach here does matter. So I need to be rested. And I know that whenever I choose like the morning times in Romania, it's like nighttime for people, like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. for other friends that I have here. So I know they can't come live. So that's why I announced, like on all my channels, but I didn't do videos because I was thinking that maybe the times that I facilitate are just not right. But here's what's been going on with me lately. And if you want to join the work that I do and benefit from it, you can find it on Patreon. And whenever I also do live stuff, I announce them there. Hopefully, they will match your local time, and you can also experience also a practice with me live. Hopefully. If not, the recordings, which are not from the group practices because they are specially made, the recordings for the purposes that I put there, because I usually put the title with the purpose. So they're still going to help you. You can search in the desktop version. There's a search field. You can also search for specifics. So totally try it on the desktop if you want to join. So long video short. There's been a rough time now in my country with people in my social circle or immediate circle of friends also. And I've been in service to them. And I'm still going to do that for the upcoming few days. We're going to have national holidays in our country. So there's like this mini vacation, like 5 days of free time. And I'm going to show up for the people that are probably struggling and can't enjoy the free time as they would wish. So check out my any kind of socials because I will announce everywhere. I wish you a beautiful day. I hope that you have a grounded or centered or balanced life so that you can also enjoy intimacy. Bye.